Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unrehearsed Podcast. We are here with our friend Isabel that I introduced to you guys last week. I am super excited to get started with her. I know we have a lot to cover today, so we're just going to get into it. Isabel, welcome. I'm so happy
Hi.
you're here. Tell us about yourself.
How much time do we have?
Lots.
Well, first, I want to say thank you. Going off in a tangent, which I usually do. When I met you, and I've told this story before, I felt seen because we were having a conversation, like random conversation about anything. And then you stopped me and you said, wait, you're a mom, you're a teacher, you're a nanny, you're a photographer. And just that phrase, I was like, oh my God. Like, yeah, that's me. And then you asked me, like, what made me happy, and I started talking about photography, and I just lit up. So that's who I am. I am um, a woman with many hats that wears many hats.
I think most women, right?
Yes.
Most women in the world.
But my passion is photography. So I'm a single mom. I have 3 kids, and let's see. I don't know. I consider myself happy. Um, I love meeting people. I think I have a good vibe check if someone has like a great vibe and if someone doesn't. I definitely put up a wall if I feel like there's no connection. Um, but there's definitely a connection here.
We've been talking for I wanted since you got here.
Yes.
And I was like half of it got recorded and I was just like, we haven't even started yet.
I told her just press record.
It's like, we'll just keep going. I was like, we've already been spitballing new ideas for other stuff that we were prepped. I was like, oh,
Yes.
will be a whole nother episode. It'll be the unrehearsed at night. Yeah, late night unrehearsed.
I don't know. And then there's a spinoff coming.
And there's a lot of spin-off ideas already. We're getting there. So your photography, how long ago did that start?
Um, I the idea started almost 14 years ago when my daughter was born. Um, she had just been born. And for the moms that have had kids, there's usually a photographer that comes into the hospital and they do like a little setup on the bed and they take a couple of pictures of your baby. And for me, I was like, what is she doing? Like, okay, fine. I got the pictures back like a week later. They were beautiful.
Mm.
And I said, I could totally do that. So I bought a little cheap camera and I started taking pictures. Fast forward a couple of years later, I went to dinner with a friend, another tangent. I think as women, we are always evolving. I have a really great friend who I tell her she's a Pokemon because I feel like she's always like evolving. And that's my word. If I had one word to pick for this year, it would be evolving.
Mm.
And so I'm at dinner with this friend and she talks to me and she says, Isabel, what do you want to do with your life? I was going through a bad marriage. There was abuse in the marriage. I was sad. I was at a place where I didn't want to be. And I was dependent on a man. Like everything I needed was him,
Mhm.
money, emotion, everything. And I said, I don't know. I think I want to take pictures. Like I really like that thing about taking pictures. So dinner was over. She walks to her car. She is very creative. Um, And she opens her trunk and she hands me a camera.
Mm.
And I'm like, what's this? She's like, go do what you want. I go, I don't know the first thing about taking
Okay, hold
pictures.
on. I gotta stop. Who is this friend? Like top tier friend right there. Like that is like,
She is
oh my God.
another tangent. So in therapy, um, I was talking about friendships and need of friendships because I am a person that needs people. I'm a big people pleaser. I feel that my purpose in this world, and I'm not trying to be sad, this is my theory of myself, is not to be loved, but to love.
Mm.
And so he told me, he's like, in our life, we have friends. We have lots of friends, just like we have relationships. But the true ones are the ones we really don't need. And I said, what do you mean? He says, the friends that you talk to every day, is that for you or for them? I said, that's for me. I want to talk to them every day. He's like, but what if you need something one day? And I'm like, oh my God, like that's Leanna or that's Yesenia. Like, I don't see them every day. We don't talk every day, but I know that if I needed them, they would be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn it, this guy is smart.
We're gonna need to put his number out here too.
But it's true, right?
No, it is. It
And you
is.
don't fight with these people.
No.
You just pick up where you left off.
Yes.
And so I forgot what I was talking about.
Life gets so busy though, and I mean, like, and it's that though. It's and you know, you all. I think we all have our go-to friends, right? When things are really bad,
Yeah.
like I know I'm gonna call this friend and she's gonna be like, "What do you need? Where are you? Like, what is it that I can do to help?" And they're a godsend, and like you don't need to. And as much as like it sounds counterintuitive to like not want like not want, but not pour into those friendships so
Mhm.
much. It's just
Mhm.
it's that connection that's already like built and established that you don't need to because you know that they
Yeah.
got you.
And that was the thing with him. He was always like, you're always pouring so much into these friendships. But sometimes some of these friendships don't pour anything back.
Yeah.
And they know that you don't need anything back. So they
Mm,
take and they take.
yeah.
So this friend of mine gives me this camera. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. She's like, that's the best way. Just go out and take pictures. And so I started taking pictures. And then I saw that I was good. And it's very hard for me to say that because I still look at my work and I'm like, oh, I'm not this photographer and I'm not this photographer. But it's like any creative art, right? It's all
Right.
perspective.
Yes.
And so then I started booking families. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do families. And I think it's 10 years later.
Oh my gosh.
I am now doing sports photography because my son is a great athlete.
And I've seen your photos and I just like every time I'm just like, dang, like she is just out here, guys. And you guys should tell us your business name.
It's with Grace Photography.
Um, so she is on Instagram and like every time I'm like
Follow.
scrolling and I see her photos, I'm just like, I stop because I just like, first of all, I can almost like pick it out. I'm like, this is her. Like I know that this is her because of just the style of
Thank
of
you.
the photo. Um, but every time I'm just like, dang, like she captured like such a moment and like the intensity and like the joy and it really is just like a moment in time, and I just think it's just beautiful.
I think that's the thing that draws me and keeps me with photography. My caption or my motto is capturing moments forever.
Mm,
And my business name is with Grace because my mom's name is Grace. So it used to be my old last name, which I'm not going to say because we don't need to promote negativity. But as I was going through my divorce, I was like, this is going to be my name forever. And I don't want it to be that.
Mhm.
And so my mom was passing away of cancer. And I said, what better way to honor her? And so I said, with grace. And at the same time, the saying with grace means, with grace, like something beautiful.
Yeah,
And so I was like, that's the way that she can always be with me.
that's beautiful.
And so thank you. I, yeah, I just kept taking pictures and I did everything. I've done newborn, I've done weddings, I've done families, I've done events. But my true passion is in sports. The dream is NFL. Oh,
Dang, let's get her there, guys.
I cannot wait. So anybody that knows football and watches football, I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. There's a player for the Philadelphia Eagles. We do not promote the Eagles. Boo. Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
There is a photographer who caught him jumping over a player to make a play.
Yeah.
I want that.
You want that moment.
I want that moment. I do. And it's thank you for saying that my photography is great because I go back and I look at these pictures and I'm like, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, fuck, I did that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I go back to my first pictures and I'm like, that's not bad. But then I go back to these and I'm like, I literally catch people in the air.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. And all of my sports photography is free because I'm just building my portfolio because I want to get to that moment where I'm just like, I've earned this.
Yeah.
And I love that you say that you feel the emotion because that's what I want my photography to be. I don't want it to be pictures. I don't want it to be cool. I don't want it to be, as my son says, yeah, mom, no.
Trendy.
Yeah, I don't want that trend.
Yeah.
I want it to tell a story. Like any picture I take, especially candids, I love candids. And I love working with children because they just have the best energy in the world.
Yeah.
I want someone to look at that picture and say, oh my God, remember when we were there? It was so funny. And bring that feeling up.
Mm,
Even if it's like, oh my God, I hated it. You made me sit through those pictures. But then you laugh about it.
yeah.
And I think in general, the world needs more laughter.
I completely agree.
And I love that about you.
We were talking about this because she was just like, I love it when you laugh. Because I walked away at one point. She's like, I love it when you smile. And I was like, I smile for everything.
I was trying to take a picture of her.
I was like, my smile is like permanently planted on my face.
Yeah, but see, that's what I mean about being a good vibe reader. Like you are sunshine.
Oh,
If there was one word I could, describe you, it would be sunshine. I sat with these. So I'm working on a women's project. I want to take pictures of women and tell their story, whether they're a businesswoman or a housewife. Like I want them to feel empowered because no woman is better than another. Like we all have our scars
hmm
or our moments or our successes. And one of them, I said, I listened to their stories. And one of them, I said, if I could describe you, I would say you're a vibe. She's like, oh my God, I get that all the time. And the other woman, um, she's been through a lot and she was crying and she was apologizing for crying. And I said, no. I said, you are a badass. You are powerful. Like you walk into the room and I swear, like that attention, you don't even have to say it. Like it's there. And she started crying more and she's like, I've never been described like that. And you, my dear, yes, you are sunshine. Yes,
Sunshine,
sunshine.
lollipops, and
Oh, no, not silly. You have a genuine shine to you. You have a light.
that is really it's really nice to hear, because I think that I have spent a lot of time trying to cultivate that energy to bring to the world. Um, and obviously, I'm not like sunshine all the time,
Mhm,
but I think that it's an effort that I definitely like try to do, and I think that if more people tried to be
mhm.
something to give to the world, this world would be a better place.
I was having a conversation with someone I dearly love, and his conversation made me sad. I am going to be 50 this year, or as my child says, half of 100.
Ew.
Yes,
Let's not
yes,
do that to
yes.
your mom.
Yeah. The moms will understand. And I was talking to him about getting old because perimenopause is a bitch. I'm ending that and I'm going right into menopause. I'm on hormone therapy. And I've always been the friend who is never looked at.
Mm.
I'm the mom of the group. All of my friends are younger as well, but literally, I cannot tell you how many times. And if my friend Yesenia sees this and hears this, she's going to be like, oh my God. We've walked into clubs and she gets hit on like this. I mean, this bitch.
Yeah.
And then I have my friend Leanna, who is beautiful. Like her face is beautiful. And then you have me.
Don't say it like that.
No, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
I partied in my past. I went through my midlife crisis already where I like partied. It was late. I was very good as a teenager and a young woman. But now it's just like not now, but I would sit at the club and I would sit in a chair and people would be like, "Are you okay? Are you having fun?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm having fun. Like I like to people watch. I'm sipping on my drink, but
I'm
I'm
having a good time right here.
I'm never the one picked."
Yeah.
And so I was telling him that I kind of feel different. Like as soon as I swear to God, as soon as my body knew Happy New Year's, January 2026, it's like my body just went into shock. Like I started seeing more wrinkles and my hot flashes and my night sweats and all of this. And I was like, ah. And he made the comment that as soon as he turned a certain age, he just didn't know if he wanted to keep going. And I was like, oh, and that made me sad because I'm like, so basically you already gave up.
Yeah.
Like any beautiful things after a certain age, you don't even care about because you just said no.
There's so much more life to, like, live. Like,
I
there's
think
so
so
many, like,
too.
beautiful things in the world to see and to do and to, like, at any age, right?
Yeah.
Experiences are still experiences no matter how old you are.
So that made me sad. And I agree with you. I think there does need to be more happiness. But I guess for me as a mother and as a woman, as a friend, how do you continue to instill that in people that there is happiness to be had? I live with depression. I am what society calls a functioning person with depression. Um and I have my dark thoughts. Like if I were to share more poetry with you, you'd say, "Oh my god." But I think that's part of my journey. Mental health is very, very important to me. I feel like writing about it is almost like me coming to terms with it.
Hmm.
I've I've sat and thought about taking my life. And that one moment when I was truly serious about it, I remember my daughter started singing Let It Go. And I was like, no. I have a poem that says, I have pieces of me in this world, and those are my children. Here we go.
I was like, "Girl, we just talked about this."
Um, and I need them to understand that happiness is achievable.
Yeah.
I think society with social media and all of these things, we're we're shown what happiness is, but it's not that.
It's almost like fabricated. Like, it's almost like curated happiness.
It's like happiness is a trend, so everybody be happy. But and I mean this, I truly mean this genuinely from the bottom of my heart. You meet people like you who you instantly click with, and you're like, happiness does exist.
Hmm. Yeah.
And these are reminders. And I'll go on my personal Instagram sometimes and I'll share a story where I'm like, if you do not know why you're here, I'm happy you're here. I love you. And I do that because it's so simple. People think, "Oh my god, you have to be happy. What do I need to do? I need to go on a trip. I need to have money." It's so simple.
It really is.
And some of the simplest things are the hardest things.
I think that they're the most overlooked things.
Yes.
I think that if you made a choice to actively look for happiness, that's when things start to change.
Yeah. I make it a point to randomly say, "What's today? April 11th? Today is April 11th, probably like 2:30, and I am happy." And I say it out loud
Mhm.
because those are the reminders that keep me going. depression is real.
Oh, 100%.
I I don't mean to be rude, but I can understand why someone wants to take their life. I do.
Yeah.
It's such an empty abyss where people do not know how to get out of.
And it feels endless. Like,
It does. So,
yeah.
my question to us all is, what do we do for our loved ones so that they don't get there? Regular check ins, calls. Shit, let's bring back writing letters.
Let's bring back heard this phrase and it stuck with me. Let's bring back living our lives in front of each other. Let's bring back not only seeing each other on good occasions, but on every occasion. Like, you don't need to be happy all the time. Like, actually be honest about where you're at with the people you love, especially, so that they can help you, so that they can be there to support you.
And I also feel like, let's bring back those conversations. I've had friends where recently I told a friend I really had some dark thoughts. And their answer was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Saying I'm sorry, that's good, you know, but that is your friend. There should be different answers. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for sharing. Maybe it sounds lame, but do you want to talk about it? Do you need to talk about it? Be real. I don't know what that feels like, but if you want to tell me, I want to listen. Those simple words are showing up.
Yeah.
When at my previous job, I told my boss one day because it was always like, "Hey, Isabel, how are you doing? Hey, Isabel, how are you? Hey," I'm like, "You need to stop asking me how I am because you don't want to know how I am." And he was taken back. And I go, "Do me a favor. Say you're happy to see me. Tell me you like my shirt. Tell me I look nice. But stop asking me how I'm doing because honestly, you don't want to know."
Mm.
He got offended. He said, "I do want to know." I go, "Then change it." Every day, some days I don't want to be here. And I want to say that I'm very proud that I was a woman manager, and I don't mean to exclude the men, but I would worry about my women peers. I would ask them, "Do you need anything? Is there something?" One of the girls reached out to me because there wasn't pads in the restroom. I advocated for them. There are women that work here, and we need those.
Mhm.
Um, some of our employees were in Massachusetts, and they were going through abortion rights. And some of the girls were very hurt about some states not passing that law. Whether you believe in something or not, empathy is very important, especially in the workplace where it's dominated by a lot of males, not bashing men because I love them very much, but that empathy and love go a long way. Empathy, love, and happiness.
Yeah.
And without communication, you can't have any of those openly.
Right.
I mean, "I love you. I'm sorry." You know, smile. But what does that mean without anything to back it up?
Right.
Like I can't say I love you because I don't know you, but I love who you are. Your happiness makes me happy, and I want to learn more about you. I just did all three of them.
Right. It's it's work. It takes effort. And I think that
But to me it's easy effort.
I don't think that it's like rocket science.
No.
I think that it's a learned skill.
And I guess it's wrong for me to say it's easy effort because I am me and my child it's not easy for him. It's very hard for him to say sorry to me.
Mhm.
He's like, I don't know. I just can't find the words. I'm like, okay, it used to annoy me, but now I'm like, that's valid. Like maybe he just doesn't know. And I've taught him or I've tried to teach him, but it's the effort part.
Right.
Now I'm like, you just don't want to say sorry.
That's just a teenager coming out of
Mhm.
it. So,
Yes.
actually, I do wanna talk about, because we touched on mental health, um, how and your poetry. How do you feel that's changed? And that, like, did you start poetry before you really started kinda going through it or during?
I started it during. So I just started writing.
Mm,
And I was in a previous relationship when I was younger. It was abusive too. And I started writing. I stopped writing. Most of my relationships have been abusive, and it's just so hard for me. I feel very guilty, and I feel like I don't know how to choose partners. Um, but it's definitely helped me throughout the years because now I can go back and it's almost like it's therapeutic
mm.
because I was there and now I'm here. Some of it is beautiful love poems where I'm like, God damn, I wrote that? Like, why haven't I published these? And some of them make me cry because I can feel the hurt. And to me, poetry is almost like pictures because if you close your eyes and I read you what I write, you can picture some of the feelings.
Mhm.
It's almost like having your Reiki read through words.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's helped me. I stop writing because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I don't need to write. And then I get sad or I get emotional and I start writing.
I think that poetry and when just in general, just art itself, being creative itself taps into such a, like, different part of your brain that, like, you don't even sometimes you don't even know what's in there
Yeah.
until you, like, actually start to creatively express something. Um, and I think that when you create something that is so deep inside of you, it's almost your obligation to, like, share because li I know it sounds like I'm coercing her, and that's because I am. It's because you're not alone. My dad you know what's really funny? My dad told me a thing that said, and I don't know if this is true, don't hate me, but it was like, mathematically, every situation that's ever, like, that it will ever happen has already happened to somebody. And, people have gone through experiences over and over in different timelines, lives, like, everybody has had something like the way that you're experiencing. And I think being able to share that with somebody else who's had that feeling and gone through it and had come out on the other side, and just, like, in that moment when you're just, like, drowning in it,
Mm.
being able to see, like, "Holy crap." Like, somebody out there knows what I'm feeling. It's just such it's the like, the simplest gift that you can give to somebody, and I totally know that, like, when certain art is just
I'm
yours.
trying not to cry.
I know. Certain art is just yours, right? And, like, there is a piece that sometimes you don't wanna share, and that's fine too. But I think that, like, I would really encourage you to not be shy about it.
Next podcast is me reading poems.
Yes, it will
Um,
be.
I appreciate you saying that because you're right. I think in the moments of where mentally you're in this moment, you do feel alone. And right now, what made me cry is you saying you're not alone because that is something I fight with all the time. I I have a necklace of a bear and I wear it because I feel like I'm always in fight mode. Like, I've had to survive so many experiences, 2 bad marriages, restraining orders, abuse, the loss of my soulmate, which is my mother. And I feel like there's always something happening. There's always I'm always like, what's next? And I read you my poem because I feel like people are like, oh, it's just God. God's testing you. God's doing this. God's doing that. And I finally realized, like, no, he is the one that's helping me hold myself up. Life is just fucking shitty sometimes, period.
Yeah.
And I used to really yearn to have a partner because I don't want to grow old alone. But I think now I'm trying to understand that this is just the way it is sometimes. And I'm not alone. Um, I think it's harder for me at night when I am alone and I want that person next to me or I want someone to hold my hand. But I have truly been blessed with great kids, even though my sons are assholes sometimes. Um, but my daughter is my mother born again. She has my heart. She has literally saved my life. And if anything, I live for them.
Mhm.
And I'll always have them. God damn it, I'll always have them, but
Darn. Can't trade them in.
I
Guess we gotta keep them.
know, God, they're still there. No, but I mean, I love them. They have their story too. They've been through trauma. Um, I fight for them. My oldest struggles with anxiety and depression. My middle one went through domestic abuse as well, and so he deals with his anger. And my daughter is dyslexic and has high anxiety. I used to feel guilty because I was like, I did this. But now I'm just like, did some of my choices contribute? Yes, but I didn't do it. It's just life happens sometimes.
Life happens. I think we're all kind of given a set of cards and it's our obligation
Mhm.
to kind of work through them.
Mhm.
I think not everybody goes through life unscathed. And, the work still needs to be done. Like even if um so yeah, I think that I think that it's a very powerful thing to do the work and come to the acknowledgement of things that you actually have.
Mhm.
When you show up with gratitude, I think that does change a lot. It's not gonna solve everything, obviously, but it does take some of the heaviness away.
It puts things a little bit more in perspective, and I think it goes back to what you said, effort.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just do it. It's like my friend, he gave up already. Where's the effort? Where's the want? Where's the
Not for anyone but
oh,
yourself, right? Like,
yeah.
you need to want that for yourself, and that is the hardest part, but once you've made that decision, I think that things start to get a little easier.
And I think it's also self-love is really hard. I always say self-love is bullshit. Not to offend anyone, but for me personally, it's just super hard. So I'm just like, fuck it. But my self-love is my photography. And now that my kids are older and parents would understand, I feel like I can live a little for myself now.
Mhm.
So this is me living for myself. I'm going to an event tomorrow of women and I'm going to photograph them. That's living for myself. So it's little tidbits that I'm doing that I can do for myself now because I need that.
Yeah.
I mean, you really did inspire me when you said that I lit up when I talked about photography because it's truly instilled in my heart.
Mhm.
And so I that's something I don't want to give up on. And sometimes I do too much. I plan too much. My schedule is packed and I'm like, God, maybe I should cancel it. And I'm like, no, I want that. It
Yeah.
makes me feel alive,
And it makes you feel like you're doing something for yourself
Yeah.
every time you do it.
It's part of my creative journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing because it's the thing that speaks to your heart the most.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am so happy that we had this chat. We went on so many different, like,
Yes, we did.
avenues, but I think that it's so important to just kinda showcase that these are real conversations, like, this is how it really goes, and so people out there, you're not alone. We all have these feelings, we all have
Mhm.
things that come up, and it's important to talk about it, and it's important to keep working at it, trying to find things like something creative that makes some kind of meaningfulness in your life.
Yes, and it's okay to cry.
Always. Girl, you're talking to the crying queen right now. Like, I cry for everything.
So do I.
So yeah, I just wanted to thank you again so much for
Of
coming and
course.
spending some time with us. Please follow her on Instagram. I will be tagging her in our videos on our Instagram as well, but she takes amazing pictures, guys. Go and support her amazing page. And if you want to hire her, I'm sure she'd be willing to talk to you about that. So
Yes.
we will catch you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll catch you in the next one. Mwah!
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.